Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. All right. The next thing I want to get into here is Purdue and Arizona. So Arizona beat Wisconsin by 25 points at home. I think that says a lot about the McHale Center and that says a lot about Arizona. I'm not too concerned about Wisconsin at this point. Purdue went out and beat Alabama on a night where Mark Sears went for 35. Alabama hit 19 threes. And it was when you have a guy going off like that and you have a team that wants to shoot a ton of threes, making all of those threes that they are taking, to be able to beat them, I think is something that is pretty impressive. So I want to spin this forward, though, because we have Purdue and we have Arizona and we have them playing, and it's going to be in Indianapolis and it's next Saturday and it's going to be on Peacock. So NBC is going to make a whole bunch of money off of the signups that they get for people that want to watch that game, because Fana, I think that is in terms of how good these teams are, how entertaining they are to watch. This is as good of a non-conference early season pre New Year college basketball game that we're going to get like all year long. And it comes on a Saturday that is just absolutely loaded. We got Kentucky, North Carolina that day as well. And no one's going to be talking about that because it's going to be Purdue, Arizona centric. So what do you make of this matchup? Who do you think is better, and how important is it for both of those teams to win that game next Saturday?
I still think people will talk about Kentucky, Carolina,
Maybe.
depending on the result. Depending on the result. But what do I make of Arizona and Purdue? Now, you're living under a rock if you don't know this. I can be college basketball's hype man from time to time. So I'm going to step up and be that here. This is a dream showdown. We are watching generational greatness right now with Zach Edey. He's putting up 30 plus points per game and against elite competition. And we're expecting that when he walks into the gym. You can both recognize that that's insane to just expect that, and also understand that this is incredible. Understand that what he's doing, folks, is incredible. Alabama scored 33 more points off three-pointers in Saturday's game, and Purdue still won.
Yeah, they made more threes than Purdue attempted, and Purdue shot 18 threes. That's insane.
And that's because Purdue has this formula where Braden Smith has evolved. He's handling pressure better. He is dishing the basketball in key spots better. He's made for the moment more. That when the game gets late, twice against Alabama, Alabama got within a possession in the final 3 minutes. And Braden Smith was a killer. He hit a gutsy runner in the lane. He hit a cold-blooded three. They're now getting the complimentary play. Lance Jones was a good ad. Okay? Miles Colvin provides some sparks. But between Smith and Lawyer and a cast that understands who needs to get the basketball in the key situations, Purdue is one of the very best teams in the country. And your argument for why they're second, I'm not going to argue you on that. The people who are dwelling on what happened last March and are not appreciating the greatness, I pray for you, because you need to watch this team play. They are special. As for Arizona, Arizona is showing all of us right now why they deserve to be the number one team in the country, because they have winners. T-Shot Johnson was a portal crush. He was a great portal ad by Tommy Lloyd. Tommy Lloyd, you think he's a winner? He's been the coach at Arizona America for 80 games. He's won 69 of those 80 games.
Ooh, a nice record.
Absolutely impeccable. And Caleb Love is now at a place where he's fully comfortable, but also wants to prove a lot of people wrong. So you get a motivated guard. You get a guy in Kylan Boswell who only keeps getting better. Pele Larson is sort of lost in the shuffle, but he shouldn't be, because he's a guy that he's a glue man on this team. He makes things come together. And Umar Ballo kind of got off to a slow start to the season, fellas, but I thought on Saturday really imposed his will. And now he's figuring out, like, Azuolas Tubelis is no longer here. I'm that guy at the 5. And I'm not coming on these games. I just got to go. They've got balance. They've got an elite coach. And Saturday, I actually love that this game is in Indianapolis. Gainbridge Fieldhouse used to host the Crossroads Classic when Indiana, Purdue, Notre Dame, Butler all came together on this Saturday. And that place can get rocking. I think it's going to be obviously a Purdue-heavy crowd on Saturday. This is a golden chance for Purdue to shut a lot of those people up that continue to somehow doubt them, which makes zero sense. And for Arizona, I'm going to call my shot right now. I believe that this team will beat Purdue, Florida Atlantic, and Alabama, and it's going to keep on rolling. I think this train has only just begun. I think they are the clear number one in college basketball, and they're going to continue to show it.
Going to be a hell of a game. How about both teams ranked so high nationally in rebounding? You want to talk about a war on the boards?
Mm-hmm.
My God, it's going to be physical. And here's the thing. I think, you talk about pace. Arizona is one of the fastest teams in the country, and they're scoring offense. Their possession length's like less than 15 seconds. That's hilarious. And then they're going to have to play against a team in Purdue that's substantially slower. And I understand, averages can bring it down. It brings it down to 17.4 seconds, but that's not what Purdue likes to do. That's an occasional fast break layup that kind of tinkers with the odds a little bit. But all that being said, this is going to be a great game. There's going to be more individual talent on Arizona as a whole, but they have the great big five man and Zach Edey, which is going to be, I think Ballo is going to present the most difficult challenge to him physically of what he's going to see all year. Would you guys agree with that?
If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use the bonus code FIELD200 and you will receive $200 in bonus bets instantly when placing your first wager of at least $10 with BetMGM. Here's what you got to do. Download the BetMGM app. Sign up using the bonus code FIELD200. Deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game regardless of sport. You will receive $200 in bonus bets regardless of the outcome of your wager. Just make sure that you use the bonus code FIELD200 when you sign up. And remember, BetMGM is now available under one wallet in select states. As a New Jersey resident, this is super convenient for me when I have to go cover games in New York or Philly. When crossing state borders, just log into your existing account instead of having to create new accounts in each state that you go to. And most importantly, I got to let you know, we do have some fun stuff coming up for this college basketball season. Bet insurance tokens, college hoops odds boosts, my personal favorite, parlay odds boosts. So download the BetMGM app today. Probably. There are a lot of big bodies in the Big Ten, but I think Ballo's probably the best.
Ballo's 7 foot, probably 280. He's listed at 260. He's not a small 280. He is a wide-bodied 7 foot, 7'1". That dude is massive. Yep. And it might be one of the only schools in the country that could attempt to guard Zach Edey one-on-one.
Yeah. I think the big thing for me is, look, Edey's going to get his, right? And he's going to put Ballo in foul trouble, and that's just going to be what happens because that's what happens every single game. My big thing is going to be how Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer and Lance Jones handles that defensive perimeter pressure that you're going to get from a Kylan Boswell and a Caleb Love and a Jaden Bradley and a KJ Lewis. Those dudes are tough. They are physical. They are strong. They are a menace on the perimeter defensively. And the one thing that we've seen from Purdue's guards is that's how you can beat them, right? Is you can make it so that those entry passes into Zach Edey are difficult. You can make it so that they can't turn a corner off of a ball screen. So
that's the best. That's the best way to guard the post.
Yeah,
is make it impossible to get it in there.
Yeah, make them
that's the thing. People are like, "Well, how do you guard Zach Edey?" Well, you don't. It's not necessarily just guarding Zach Edey. It's making sure that Zach Edey catches it at 12 feet as opposed to 8.
Yep.
He catches it at 8 feet, you can forget it. But if Arizona's guards are able to push them out and make those entry passes past the NBA line, that makes. If you make that offense function further away from the rim, that's a huge deal. And Painter's great about putting them in spots to where they catch it close. Arizona has those guys around the perimeter, Keyshawn Johnson, some of those guys. Caleb Love's not a small dude, and he's bought in. He's only
that's what I'm saying. Kylan Boswell is built like a freaking running back. Yeah.
Oh, yes, he is.
He can play free safety. They're built like that.
Yes. Go ahead, Fana.
Tempo very important to this game as well. I mean, I look at these two teams, and Purdue is 144 in adjusted tempo. Arizona is fourth. Fourth in the country. So you're talking about maybe the two best teams in the sport, and there's a 140 spot difference in their tempos. That tells me Purdue's got to get this game to their liking. You're right. They got to feed Edey early, get Ballo in some foul trouble, and then off that have the guards be ready to get pressured by Boswell and by Love. This is a really important game for Purdue's guards to be able to dictate if Purdue's going to win this game. Because if you let this be a free-for-all, here's the one thing. Alabama's good prep for Purdue to now face Arizona, because Alabama, go, 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 go. Alabama knew the only way we're going to win this game is by outscoring this team. They tried, and they came up just short. But Arizona's going to provide more defensive resistance to Purdue than Alabama can do right now. Alabama's just they're not a good defensive team in the here and now.
No, they can't guard. That's the big thing. Yeah, that's the big thing with Arizona is Arizona can get after you on the perimeter. I think we're going to learn. I feel great. Fanny, you mentioned this about Braden Smith. I think he's been fantastic this year. Right. I think we're going to learn a lot about him and what he is in this game against Arizona.
And I would say this. Let's not overreact. Our job is to react.
No, fuck that. We're overreacting. That's what we do.
Dude, it's Overreaction Monday. What are we talking about?
Yeah, you got to overreact.
This is why John Fanta gets paid the big bucks to overreact. Yes.
Yeah, you're supposed to fire us up. You're the hype man.
I am the
hype man.
You're the self-proclaimed college basketball hype man, and we can't overreact?
What are we doing here, Fanta?
That's true.
Not this world. This is a make-believe world. I look like I'm in Miami right now.
That's true.
I feel all weird. I'm confused about my own reality.
And you didn't wear sunscreen out there. You didn't wear sunscreen out in Miami either. Hey, you know what? I'll overreact to Carolina, Kentucky. I'm not, well, that's what we get paid to do. No, I mean, we'll react. But if Purdue loses, you all know what's going to happen. They can never win this game. Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's what we all said about the Marquette game, and look how that kind of worked out. I mean, if you look at what Purdue's actually done this season, I know that they lost to Northwestern, but they beat, and I'm going to give you KenPom ranks here, number 5 Marquette, number 9 Tennessee, number 12 Gonzaga, number 13 Alabama, number 45 Xavier, and number 58 Iowa. And all of those wins were it wasn't like fluky. There wasn't mistakes. There wasn't some team gotten fouled. Like that was Purdue went out and won those games. And their only loss came on the road to number 41 Northwestern when Northwestern's point guard had an all-time performance. All right, Vanna, thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.